It's break time. Welcome to our 6th episode. It's your co-host, Rissy Ray.
Hey.
And yours truly, Kaninja. Today, Rissy and I wanted to close out the year with answering some tantalizing and interesting questions that you all have about the female mind.
Oh, yeah.
We have a list of questions here that we're going to go answer at random to the best of our ability. We actually kind of had the questions in numbers and a mug while sharing our swag that Rissy got us. It's amazing. It says our break room in a big mug that you can literally have soup or cereal or coffee. So especially if you had a long day,
yes,
you can have twice the amount of coffee.
Yes, we will be posting our pictures. So I'm excited. We're going to post our pictures of our swag.
Yes, definitely. So tune in to some items in the future, some podcasts in the future, because we may be doing some giveaways. And if you guys are interested, we may be selling them in the future as well.
Woo-hoo.
So very excited about that. So let's get into it. The female mind. Man, I don't know why everyone is just like, man, why do females do this? Why do females do that?
Right. You hear that all the time. So we were great investigators, detectives. And we have a list of questions that, again, like Kaninja mentioned, we're going to answer them at random. So we're
going to go with question number 22.
Oh, shit.
We got like 33 questions.
Okay.
Actually, I just realized that our 23rd question is blank. So we have 32 questions.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We have an extra one in there. So question number 22. Why do modern day women tend to not cook real meals? Non-microwavable / box meals. So.
I don't know why I laughed so hard at that one. Why do modern women? I guess the person is mentioning modern women. I guess new age corporate America women. Is that what we're going with? I guess
I'm assuming so, because how I'm seeing it is because women don't have time.
Yeah, we gotta maximize time. Unfortunately, when grandma used to cook those 12-course meals, okay, grandma was at home.
Mm-hmm. Didn't have to work.
to make those 12-course meals that we all know and love, because grandpa was out there doing work. Money, honey. And so modern day women, we are working and cooking. Mm-hmm. So we are, worker hours. You got to work your 8 hours or whatever hours you got to work. Mm-hmm. But let's see if we can kind of shave some time off with cooking. Because I love my air fryer. That I do not like being in the kitchen that long any old way. Mm-hmm. I love my air fryer. My air fryer is my best friend. Kaninja. I mean,
I don't.
You got time?
I don't like to cook. So
hey.
I don't. I'll bake. I'll make time to bake. I don't like to cook. Do I have time? Most of the time I'm working. I have a typical 9-to-5 job. Mm-hmm. So and so does my fiance. He's got a 9-to-5 job too. So that load needs to be shared, and sometimes women are tired, and microwavable food, it's not the healthiest, but it's food. You're lucky you're getting food on the table half the time.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of times I've told my fiance, I'm like, look, if it wasn't for me saying that I would make dinner, I would have had a granola bar. Right. You're lucky I'm putting anything in the microwave at this point.
No heat meal. A no heat meal, okay? Yeah.
It's just a time. And now if you take it even further, that with women who have kids and who have a job. So now the expectation is women take care of the kids and work and make food.
And it gotta be healthy too.
Yeah. No one's got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. So it's time and we're tired. It's the two T's. The two T's. It's time and we're tired.
Right.
And that is why. Well, I mean, I have met people who try to cook as much, home cooked meals as possible. But for me, if I'm defaulting where I'm eating, where me and little one are eating like oodles and noodles, because I'm tired.
Yeah, exactly. And some women like to cook. So if you are saying, hey, I work a 9-to-5 job and I still cook every day, I'm going to say that you like to cook, and that's perfectly fine. But Rissy and
I'm trying to get out there in 30 minutes.
I'm cool with the granola bar.
30. That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next one. Rissy, you want to get the...
Okay.
Question number
18.
18.
Are you putting it back in?
I was just going to put it on the outside. So 18. Why do women come off when they give birth that they feel the baby is more theirs than the father's? Now, can I give a disclaimer before we go on to some of these other questions? Some of these questions are fairly controversial and fairly hard hitters. We're going to answer all of them, or at least we're going to try to the best of our ability. So, disclaimer, there may be some items that may make people feel uncomfortable, but we're going to try to answer them as much as we can. We're trying to do this with an open mind.
Absolutely.
So, with that, why do women come off when they give birth that they feel the baby is more theirs than the father's?
So, I've given birth. I almost died. That's why. You're bleeding. It is not it's pure nature at its best. I almost died. And that's why I feel the baby is more mine.
Point blank.
The recovery time, the emotional changes that I died. I almost died.
We are talking to a ghost at this moment in time.
So that's why. Yeah, I almost died.
Seems as good enough for me. So, I have not given birth yet, so I have not died yet. So,
but you do have niece and nephews, and hey, they're you're their auntie.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
So you're like, back, I'm your auntie because I am your auntie.
Exactly. But like the main thing I think could be the reason why women feel that way, and you basically hit on it, is that women go through more through through the pregnancy, through hormonal changes, body changes, every change, the dangers, that you have to go through to give birth, and just how it just basically destroys your body. Childbirth and afterwards and so on and so forth, and how it hits you mentally. People that go through like postpartum and a lot of different things. The women goes through a lot more, and I'm just going to say, if it wasn't for the woman, the baby would not be born. They are incubating the baby throughout the whole 9 months. They're making changes to their diet. They're making changes to what they drink or eat. They're making changes to what they do just to make sure the baby is safe.
Yes.
So everything that the mother does affects the baby while in the womb, but also their breastfeeding, it affects the baby too. So anything that the woman may take, whether it could be medication that they have to have or certain things, it in turn also affects the baby. So really, the woman puts a hell of a lot more work into making sure this baby survives than the man does. Look, the man plants the seed. Most men are there for the woman and support them, which is great. I'm not saying that they don't give anything, but that's my take on why women feel like the baby's more theirs than the father's, because of, first of all, that bond and the sacrifice the woman has had to make.
You're shady, because if I'm smoking my 12 cigarettes a day, okay, and now I'm preggers, and my partner, we're all smoking cigarettes, 12 packs a day. As soon as I get pregnant, I gotta stop smoking my cigarettes.
Right.
Okay?
Stop drinking a lot of that bottled wine every day.
Every day. Like, none.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, women can't really eat cold cuts. They can't have mayo.
Oh,
They can't have raw stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not even just the obvious things of smoking, drugs, and, alcohol.
You need the cigarettes.
What cigarettes? It's what they eat. They can't have anything raw. They can't have, I remember when my sister was pregnant, she had to bake her cold cuts before she can make a turkey sandwich. Cheeses. You certain cheeses you can't have, because it's dangerous for the baby. And I've heard mixed things about sushi, but I love my sushi.
I love sushi.
Right? So I've heard mixed things about that, but typically you can't have raw fish.
Right. So it's under the umbrella of raw anyway. So even though it's fish and all the good stuff about fish, it's still raw.
Right. Coffee? We can't have coffee.
Right. It's like a weird debate about coffee.
Yeah.
But because they're like, if you already do it, then you should keep doing it.
It's like a certain level of caffeine. You can ingest a certain level.
Screw it. I'm not doing it. I didn't do it. I said that'll be the one thing that I didn't do.
So, in all short, that's why women feel like the baby is more there than the fathers. DNA wise, no.
It's 50-50.
We recognize that.
Yes.
So, all right. Let's go to the next question. 14. What is women's biggest pet peeve with men?
I sound like I have a list. Kaninja?
I mean, this basically, it varies from woman to woman on what their biggest pet peeve is. So for this one, we'll just give our biggest pet peeve when it comes to men. For mine, it's the automatic judgment that men give to women because they are women.
Yes.
So, hey, you can't lift that because you're a woman. Bitch, I can lift this. Don't talk to me. I can lift this.
Right.
You don't know this because you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
No, I may not know this because I didn't research it, but it's not because I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school for engineering. So I had a lot of discrimination towards me, a lot of prejudice towards me because I'm a woman in engineering. I was a minority in my field. So they were like, she won't be able to do physics because she's a woman. I'd be like, watch me. And so that's my biggest pet peeve. Don't judge me because I'm a woman. Judge me because of what I can and cannot do, but not because of my gender. So that's my biggest pet peeve. I hate it. Like, Rissy.
I mean, it depends on the day. I'm so moody. I am super, super moody. So right now I'm okay. But it depends. I don't like but it depends. I feel certain dudes, not all of them, are inherently lazy on some level. Like, they can take care of one thing or two things and be done. I'm like, there's so many things to do. What are you talking about? There's so many things to do. And sometimes it's just kind of like, kind of nonchalant. Women can be too, but again, this is for our pet peeve. It's like, it's something that, hey, you got to take care of this. Especially with something time sensitive. It's better to get things done as soon as you can think of it. That's my personal thought process with that. Is like, if you can think about it, then let's take care of it. And some guys will say, hey, I got wiggle room. Let me utilize this wiggle room. I'm like, well, why? And now it's the day of, and now we're cramming like 50 different things. Procrastination. That's the word for it. So that's me anyway. That's today. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow could be how people chew.
Yeah, so that's why. So that's my pet peeve. It changes every day. If you guys want, I'll let you know each day what my pet peeve is today. But we're good right now.
Tune on to our Facebook page to see what Rissy's pet peeve is.
I do have one.
Okay.
My pet peeve is, why don't they shave their bald hair?
Really?
Because because I have guy friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about how, like, a forest, I don't like the forest.
That's right.
Like, shave it or cut up.
Yeah.
They said bald is not, if it's bald, cool, that's even better. But, like, lay down.
They want the bush to be trimmed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, but that's not, at least, you could take a scissor.
You could trim the hedges. So it's called equality when it comes to trimming the parts of the human anatomy.
Like I said, it changes every day.
It looks like it changed within the minute.
Why don't you guys do that? Why don't you guys do that?
If you know the answers, guys, please, any of these questions, please answer on our Facebook page or Twitter.
What's next?
Okay,
Me?
Next question.
This is number 6.
Number 6. Why do women cheat? Oh, yeah. Why do women cheat?
Why do women cheat?
It's a very general accusation.
I know, you just assume that we do. Just because you're like, it's a Monday, it's a beautiful day. Let me just go cheat.
Yeah.
A little bit. Let me just.
Oh, that man walking down the street. Yeah, let's get him. Predators.
Right. I think it's the same why certain men cheat. Is when you don't feel fulfilled or your needs are not met in your current situation, and you feel like you've exhausted all options. Mm-hmm. Now, some people are not great communicators, so they may have thought they said it a certain way, didn't. That's just a whole nother conversation itself. But in all considered, they felt that they exhausted all their options with their present partner. Mm-hmm. It's not working. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go and see about this other person and see what is working. So, that's my why did you? I exhausted all my options. That could be, I was helping you mind read, okay? You did not mind read enough, so I'm going away.
Not read my mind.
You did not read my mind.
How dare you not read my mind?
You did not read the mind. Like, did you notice that my shoes were on the left side of the door and not on the right side of the door?
I need to find a man that can do the right side of the door.
And that's what happened. And that's why women cheat. That's why women cheat.
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that the person that they're not with is not fulfilling or not making the woman satisfied in all levels of what they see as priorities. So kind of like looking at other options. If the woman's priority is making sure that their shoes are on the left side, and the man is not providing or satisfying that need, and it's not a want to satisfy that need, and there's no attempt to satisfy that need, then they're either going to look for somewhere else that's going to provide what they feel like is needed. Now, I feel like I'm speaking in a lot of general terms here.
Yeah, so what about you, Kaninja? What about you?
I mean, that's not in my purview or something that I ever thought of, but I can see why if women were to cheat is because the man is not satisfying them in one way, shape, or another. So if a woman wants conversation and caring and attentiveness, and the man is cold-hearted, and is not attentive to her, but they may be providing in another way, so that woman may be feeling half satisfied. And let's say there is a conversation and the man is still not attempting to do that, then I could see why a woman would seek out someone that would satisfy her in that realm.
And it's usually a piece.
Yes.
It's like a piece. It's not really because when you're looking at the whole package, you're about to get out the door. You're not even cheating. You're just looking for new candidates at this point.
Yeah.
You're like, let me see what's out there entirely. But I know that it's mostly with my journey and people that I have met, it's usually a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I've heard people say, hey, he works, takes care of the kids, takes care of the household, but he doesn't do romantic dates.
Mm-hmm.
So they get someone who likes to go out.
Right.
But that's his only purpose, is he's just the go out dude.
Right.
You're like, I'm not leaving my family in this situation because he works, which is great. He's great with the kids and all that good stuff, maintains the household. He just doesn't like to go out.
Yeah.
So you can be like going out friend.
Yeah.
So there's always like a piece. Like if you meet the dude or whoever they're cheating with, it's always a piece. Mm-hmm. Now again, if it's like a whole nother, you're like, oh my goodness, this is an upgrade. They're taking applications right now.
Now, can we say that not all women cheat? We should have already started out with that.
What's your definition of cheating, Kaninja? So we can be on the same page.
Now, some women just they don't cheat. They don't think that they should do that. But there are women, just like there are men, that cheat, and that is most likely the reason why that women would cheat if they are to cheat.
It's a piece.
It's a piece.
It's a piece.
Yeah.
If we want to work, no. If we need our car fixed, and the person we're with sucks at doing cars, mechanic is who we're talking to now.
Exactly. Communicate with your woman to make sure you're fulfilling the entire piece. All right, next one. Number 1.
Oh, snap.
Oh, I don't like this question. Do women really deserve to get the full dollar?
Who made that?
Can we talk about the pet peeves again?
Oh, this is hot. I'm hot. Yes.
Next question.
I came in here with an open mind. I didn't do a lot of research, obviously, because I was like, hey, it can be something I can talk about. I'm like, oh, so that's like research a little bit. I will tell people, if there's room to negotiate, always negotiate your pay. Mm-hmm. It has worked with me in the past, and I was ultra nervous. I was just like, I'm not going to get this job because I'm going to spit them out, a number higher than what is what the starting salary is. I did anyway. I did that a couple times, and it worked. I was like, sweet. So just a general job or position, whatever. If there's room to negotiate, just do it anyway. I had an old professor, a professor years ago, who was offered a position, and they would not negotiate the pay. So she declined the whole position altogether. Wow. Went back home, and they gave her a call. Wow. And gave her what she asked for. Wow. So, yes, I feel like if your quality of work is deserving of it, of course, you should be paid what you're worth. And negotiate when you can.
I like that. I like that a lot. Women do the same job as men, so they deserve the full dollar just like men do.
Yes. If it's going to be $10 for you, it's going to be $10 for me.
Oh, yeah. Same job description, same work.
Yes.
It's $10, $10.
Yes.
Period. Next question.
Okay. Number
4. Why don't you ever know what you want to eat? Why don't women ever know what they want to eat?
it is, because we don't know what the money is, okay?
The budget.
The budget. We don't know what the budget is, because I know what I want to eat, but you got to tell me the budget. If you're saying you don't get paid, okay, we're going to the Bojangles or whatever, or Subway or whatever. But you're like, hey, I just got paid. We're going to Chima's.
Hey,
I'm going to Outback. Where else?
Mr. Tokyo.
Mr. Tokyo is where we're going. We're not going anywhere else. So yes. So I know what I want to eat. What would you, Kaninja?
I mean, I'm about the same lines. I mean, whenever my fiance is like, what do you want to eat? The first thing that comes in my head is Mr. Tokyo because I love sushi. But that's expensive. And I know that, you know, that expense is not something that we can spend every single time. So I want to eat sushi, but I don't want to tell you I want to eat sushi because I know it's not within the budget. So I don't have a second option at that time. If you give me choices, you know, if you tell me, hey, what do you want to eat? Bojangles, McDonald's.
Then you're getting the feel of it. You're getting the feel of the budget.
And I'd be like, I want that chicken fillet.
Exactly.
The Cajun chicken fillet. But if you tell me, hey, what do you want to eat? Outback, Chima's. I'm going to Chima's. If he says Chima's. So you're comparing $50 a meal versus $5 a meal. And that's a big difference. So really we, in quote, don't know what we want to eat because we're trying to be considerate of your wallet. So if you really want to know what we want to eat, give us options and let us know, communicate on what you can afford when we say that. Unless you just say, hey, anything's on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Anything's on the table.
Yes.
I got paid. Let's go out and do something.
Then we're getting that.
Then you'll know what they want to eat.
Exactly. So you need to give us the choices or be clear what you're about to tell us so we can give you a clear answer.
Exactly.
Because we know what we want.
Yeah.
Just not that.
All right. Next question. Did I go? It's my turn? Okay. Yeah. Number 7. We're getting a lot of low numbers right now. All right. How often do girls randomly think about dudes while having sex? A lot of dudes here.
Okay, because they're not here to explain us their question. That's randomly think you might like. Okay. There's somebody who he reminded me of Michael Easley. He's an actor. Anyway, actor. So of course you're thinking while it's happening, like, oh my goodness, he looks. Oh my goodness, he is this. Yes.
I'm being devoured by Michael Easley.
Or Channing Tatum. I like Channing Tatum. So if the person already has that look and wink wink, that look, then yeah, you're thinking like, yes, his name might be, give me a really, really dry name.
Ben Reynolds.
Right. So yes, we're with Ben, but Ben's body looks like Channing Tatum, and we are now thinking about Channing Tatum
because he's a star. He's an actor.
Yes, exactly. So you might, if there's similarities, you may, a split second, of course.
Oh, well then. They make you feel a tiny bit more special.
Yeah, I am with Channing Tatum.
Exactly. I totally agree. I mean, I'm into anime, so I've never really thought about anime characters during that, but I could see certain people thinking of anime characters. There's a reason why people call them waifus and husbandos. That's going to be in our podcast later on. Maybe we can talk about an anime or something like that.
Oh, Lord.
So there are people who have waifus and husbandos, and on the totally different note, other than actors or actresses or whatever, some people could be thinking of cartoon characters or anime characters that are their husbandos. So it's a different reality. So no judgment. It's just some stuff that I've heard. So how often, again, kind of like what Rissy said, it's got to be something that reminds them of something else. It's not like women do it on purpose, unless you are not satisfying them.
Oh,
it's the only way
yeah.
that they can feel satisfied is to think of another person that may have a feature that can satisfy them. A feature, not a characteristic, but like what they look like. So
I would be so hurt if you imagined me as SpongeBob to get you off. Like, oh, SpongeBob.
I love his yellow square.
Square buddy. I'm like, oh,
squishy.
I don't want that.
Absorbance.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Now, an anime character I'm thinking of is from Naruto. No, Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, did you see his body?
Yes. He was like, I'm from the future. I'm like, yes.
You are.
That, yes. Or Sasuke from Naruto. Or, you know the name of his teacher. I forgot.
His teacher? Oh, Kakashi. Yep.
I love that man.
Yep.
I love that man.
Exactly. Or there's this one, Sebastian from Black Butler.
Yes.
So, I mean, we can go on forever about this. But anyway.
Well, that is something. I didn't know that. For it, though.
Yeah. So if you have a crush, like a very surface level crush, and you're like, oh, he's like so cute on an anime character, it's either a husbando or waifu, depending on the character. Like, I have husbandos, because I think certain characters are really, really cute. Do I take it further and think about them during sex? No. But I do have pictures on my phone on this character. No judgment.
Kaninja, you're so nasty. So anyway.
Next question.
Okay, do you want this to be the final question before break?
Yes, final question before break. We're going to try to do a speed round at the end.
I have 32.
32. That might be, more than 32. Why don't women typically do not get squeamish with blood?
Do not?
Do you get squeamish when it comes to blood?
No, but see, I have an addiction to true crime shows.
So she loves the blood.
I do. They'll be like, the blood splatter. Where's the blood splatter? It's in the kitchen. Okay, so it has to start in the kitchen. And it trailed off. I'm like, yes. So I don't get squeamish. And then when I go to the doctor and, you got to get blood drawn and all that good stuff. I made the appointment myself. So I put myself in the doctor's office. So, yeah, I'm here to get pricked. Nothing more, nothing less than that. So that's how I feel. I'm not really that squeamish. I do meet people who are that squeamish. I don't know why. It's and then I guess because I have my cycle, I'm just like, you get a friendly reminder, every few weeks, right?
Of red.
Right, and it's just 24/7 red.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, are you still here? Yes, I am, red.
It's like you're dealing with a murder scene.
Already. So,
how do I clean this up?
Right, so that's how I feel. Just my personal experience. What about you, Kaninja?
So I don't get squeamish with blood. I get squeamish with throw up.
Oh,
that makes my stomach churn. But with blood, I don't think so. No, I really don't. I think it's really because we get the friendly reminder that, hey, blood exists every month. I also think that if we're really looking at, now this is not something that I know as a fact, but I would assume is because of the back in the day with women taking care of kids and kids getting injuries and all that stuff, that if women were to be squeamish with blood, it would be hard to take care of the child throughout the day, and make sure that they're safe. Also, back in the day, there were more nurses that were women, in the medical field dealing with blood. So when it comes to taking care and to help people, that seems like instinctually people think of women. So maybe it's something that's inept into our DNA. I don't know. But as for myself, I really don't get squeamish with blood. I do almost pass out whenever I give blood, but only because when they prick the blood, like in my vein, they kind of do it wrong. And then it it like pinches the vein, and all of a sudden my whole body just like turns white, and I'm about to pass out. So it's not because of the blood, it's because of how it feels when they're taking the blood out of me.
Is where, okay, gotcha.
If I see someone bleeding on the side of the street, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna paint. You know, you know what that is. But anyway, we are gonna go on break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna do a good amount. I mean, we did about, what did we do? We did about 8 questions. We do have about 30 or so questions. So at the end, we may do a speed round if we run out of time. And we're going to try to answer as many questions as we can at the end. So with that, we'll be back. And we're back. So basically, during our break, I had some cookies, some meringue kisses, some ones that I was baking, and I wanted Rissy to try it. So she was able to try it. She said it was good, right? Right?
It's awesome and amazing. Okay.
She's not just saying that.
we are recording this episode together because we had to see each other. Okay. Before the new year ended, so I know I sound muffled as crap right now. But our love was so strong. They had to see each other, so now that's why you hear me muffled.
And that's why I sound a little far away.
But the meringue kisses are awesome. I did not even know what they were, but just side note, Kaninja is an awesome baker. So I love everything that she bakes anyway.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you. Give me more. Give me more. So that's what we ate for our break. So it was lovely.
All right, awesome. So we're gonna jump right back into the questions. Rissy, do you wanna?
26.
26. We're going back to the high numbers this time. All right. Does money matter in a relationship? Does it matter how much he makes?
So does money matter in a relationship? Yes.
She was trying to say no. But yeah.
Yes, because we cannot keep each other warm off of love, okay? I can't do it. I tried it, did not work, because I like things. I personally like things. I like my house, my apartment, my car, buying things, buying power. So because I like those things, right, I have to work. And so yeah, money does matter. Now, I feel like how much he makes right now when you first meet him, not necessarily, because for me, I have a child. So I am aware of how much money I need to bring in the house to maintain the household. For him, he may or may not have children, or whichever. So if he does not have, doesn't have any children, then obviously the amount of money that you have to bring in may not be as much as someone like myself. But if we're growing, yes, we both need to increase. Not just him, but myself as well. So yes, money does matter. Does how much he makes right now matter? No, not necessarily. As long as you're paying your bills, that's important. But if we're growing, yeah, but we both need to increase our income.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It does. It does matter. 100%. You can't survive on just love.
You sure?
For sure. And it's really interesting too, because when you talk about, people who've been married for years, a lot of their fights really boil down to money. If they're not able to afford a bill, if they're not able to afford something for their children, if they can't afford to put food on the table, that is one of the key things that people get divorced on. Because people need to survive, and whether you like it or not, you need money to survive in this day and age. Now, of course, if something happens and the Cold War or whatever happens, and there's no more technology, then that's a different story. But you need money to survive and to have a comfortable life. If you are not comfortable, then you're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And so if you're not happy, you're going to make sure you're making everybody else not happy.
I sure am. I'm not going to be working my butt off and everyone's just sitting on the couch.
Exactly. So it goes back to Misery Loves Company. Well, we will make sure that misery will fester into the place. if you're not comfortable. So money does matter in relationship. How much? Again, I have to agree with Rissy on this. As long as your bills are paid and you are comfortable, no, it does not matter how much. But there's got to be some sort of ambition.
Mm-hmm.
So in my situation, I make more money.
Sure do.
But does that bother me? No, it doesn't bother me. So because we're still able to pay the bills, we are still able to have a comfortable lifestyle. He does contribute. So for me, it's equal. It's equal.
And it works for you.
Mm-hmm, and it works for me. Now, would I like if we made more money? Of course.
Because that's more money for me to spend.
Exactly. But is that a deal breaker? No. So, but there's got to be ambition. It is something that you make a arrangement with your significant other. Hey, if I'm the main breadwinner, then you guys stay home with kids. If everyone's okay with that, then fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're saying, hey, I'm the main breadwinner, you still have to do something to help out around the house.
Gotcha.
Like for me, I'm not one to bust my butt every day just so you can sit around the house and do nothing.
And look pretty.
Clean, cook, take care of the kids if you don't have a job.
Right.
But again, have some ambition. Try to do something. Because I'm not here to do that though. Which luckily, fiance is not.
Yeah.
So
he is not.
I love him. So
you love him? But that's a good point to bring up that, hey, you are currently in a situation where you do make more than her significant other, and that necessarily is not an issue for you.
No.
It's just more of like, hey, are you working and are the bills are paid together?
Yeah.
Are we taking care of things together?
Exactly.
So that's something for both sides that, hey, currently in a situation and hey, bills are paid or bills are paid.
Yeah.
And are you contributing? And if you don't have a job or you can't contribute that much money wise financially, how else are you contributing to the household?
Exactly.
Boom.
It's a partnership, and you gotta make it seem. So number 17.
Oh Lord.
They're coming in now. Why do women eat ice?
Isn't that medical? That's medical, ain't it?
Like they have a deficiency, like iron or something like that.
Yeah. I've met people who eat ice.
You're going back to which question again?
Like bubblegum. Like bubblegum.
Oh,
kind of like it's some type of sensation, like kind of like bubblegum.
Yeah, like fixation or something.
Yes, I personally, if I were to chew ice, I would like the little small nuggets that you can get at the gas station or whatever. That would be my ideal situation, and so I think it's like chewing gum, but because they chew it like they, there's no cute way to do it, so you just and you're like, okay, all right, but yeah, I think it's something medical or whatever, but that's what they do.
I think another way to think about it, which I just thought about right now, so it could be a way of women trying not to eat if they're trying to lose weight. So like, I know for me, I get bored, and when I get bored, I eat. But really, it's not because I'm hungry; it's because I want to chew on something. So sometimes I'll have gum, but after a while, it's not doing what it needs to be doing for me, because you have to swallow gum.
Right.
So but with ice, you can chew on ice and crunch on ice, and you can also swallow it. So it could give you that sense that you're eating something without actually ingesting extra calories.
Right.
That could be a way. I never heard of it that way, but I was just thinking about it. But I really do think it's a deficiency in iron. And again, kind of going back to our previous question, our monthly visitor that we have pushes us to have less iron.
Okay.
So that could be one too.
This is why women eat ice.
Facts.
All right. 19.
Why do women tell you to do one thing but don't expect you to do it?
Okay. Because I'm talking crap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me talk crap.
Okay.
So I know he's not going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've been talking to my best friend all day today about what he's not going to do, I'm going to give him the benefit of a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to test to see if he will do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he won't.
Mm-hmm.
So I have fresh new evidence to give you.
It's proving her right.
So it's current. So when I'm talking to you right now, I told you something that happened 2 weeks ago, okay? Well, it's been 2 weeks ago. Did he learn his lesson? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Test failed. So so it is to make sure that my current information is up to date.
I love that answer. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna default to her answer. I don't have any other better answer as to why we ask men to do something and we know they're not gonna do it. It makes total sense. Why? Because prove us wrong. Please prove us wrong. Like, we know you're not gonna do it, but hey, maybe you had an epiphany. Be like, hey, I'm not gonna do this stuff that she doesn't like anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, grow up and do something.
Because think about it, right? Because epiphany, you may have had a conversation, a fight, all these, probably visit family. Something has occurred for me to go and test you on this. I hate to say it like a test, but I don't care. That's basically. Let me just make sure.
And we're hoping you pass. So it's not like we're saying that I'm going to test you and you're going to fail, and so therefore I have more evidence to be mad at you. There's a small percentage that we're hoping that you pass, and be like, oh, okay, let me update my files, my database.
So when I call my friend and tell her what happened, it's something that happened yesterday.
Instead of the same day.
Exactly. So that's for me anyway. That's why. That's my answer to the question. That is our answer to that question.
All right. It's my turn?
Yes, it is.
Let's see. Number 8. Why is it okay for women to discriminate against men, but as soon as men do it, he is a misogynist?
Yeah, Kaninja, I can't wait to hear your response.
So, I was thinking about this, and I had a little chance to think about this, and it's hard because you're thinking, oh, women are hypocrites, at that point. First word that comes to my head is saying, okay, this person who asked this question, I think women are hypocrites. Well, first of all, everyone's a hypocrite.
At some point, shape, form, some part of their life.
Exactly. But I honestly think that women already have this internal default feeling that they're going to be discriminated against because they are women. Mm-hmm. They're going to be prejudiced against because they are women. So men are seen as they can't do anything wrong. They're strong, they're the leader, they're the patriarchy, they're whatever. And as far as history can tell, men have always been on top. Mm-hmm. They can't do anything wrong, it's the women. If the man gets mad, it's the woman's fault. If the man hits the woman, it's the woman's fault. It's all this stuff. Which is BS. So, I think that it is I don't think women do it on purpose. I think that, at least for myself, I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it all the time. I don't do it on purpose. But I do feel like there's a sense of inequality that happens when men discriminate against women. It's like, oh, of course you're gonna get discriminated.
Of course you is.
Let's talk about your ancestors that discriminated. Let's talk about it. Like, it's already common knowledge. But when women do it, it's like we're going against the man. Right. Literally and figuratively, we're going against the man. And it is a sense of we're trying to push for that equality within a relationship or within a group setting. And then when you discriminate against women, it comes off as, oh, you're trying to put me back into my, in quote, place.
Gotcha.
Where you shouldn't be doing that because we're equals here and I can do whatever he can do.
In a regular situation,
That's why we have Rissy here, guys.
No, I agree because that's my mindset. It's like, what you doing? But it depends on what the person is saying. Like, what are you saying that is making me feel that you are that word that starts with an M?
Mm-hmm.
And what have you done for me? Like,
yeah.
Now there are some women who it is logic. So if I'm at work, reasoning, logic and reason. So if I'm at work or out and about and I, if, like I have a certain event that I didn't like how it turned out, I'm going to be logical first. I'm going to look at my facts first to make sure that I'm not just in my feelings because I'm just in my feelings. I can be sensitive. I'm like, it'd be like that sometimes. So, I don't know, it depends. I mean, if you're logical and reasonable about it, and my reasons say that you are being that M word, then yes, you would.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is.
And if I'm using my logic and reasoning, and you think I'm a hypocrite, then whatever, I'm a hypocrite. That's what, hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, Kaninja, if the shoe fits.
Understood. All right, next question. 11.
Somebody's 10-year anniversary comes up next year.
Well, actually, this year was our 11th-year anniversary. So next year will be 12.
Okay. Let me back this up. When we graduated.
Oh my god.
Yeah, next year will be 10. Next year.
So, just so you guys know, Rissy and I have known each other since the 9th grade.
Yep.
So it's been a lot.
Yeah, somebody's old.
Yeah, it's Rissy.
Darn.
Alright, the 11th question. What are women's definition of a man?
What's the woman's definition of man?
Because how do women define men?
I mean, a man, I'm going to use my example is my dad, right? So someone who is a provider, someone who is knowledgeable in something and is resourceful. I don't know if somehow they all mix it, but that's how I feel. Someone who is.
You said provider, resourceful, and I forgot the knowledgeable.
I had a huge brain fart. I don't even know where it came from. Thank you so much, Kaninja. You're awesome and amazing as always. That's how my dad is. So that's my definition. It's someone who are these three things. That's what I would feel comfortable as being a man to me.
Okay.
Kaninja.
So I would say a man to me is supportive. Really supportive, caring, and willing, I guess you can say.
Okay.
So it drives me crazy. You know that toxic masculinity?
Dude.
Yeah. So again, as we were talking about, I'm the maid breadwinner. So if my fiance comes to me and is like, I'm mad at you because you make more money, I'd be like, the bills are being paid. Why are you mad? Why does that matter? So he's supportive of me and what I want to do, and also not taking that like it's a hit to his pride.
Okay.
So willing is willingness to help, to be supportive, kind of taking that step and kind of it's more or less being proactive. How about that? I think that's more of the word. Is that proactiveness of, hey, I'm here, but also that knowing when to step in, knowing when to help, and not just saying, oh, she's gonna handle everything. No, now she's having trouble. I'm helping her. I'm here for her. So it's kind of that partnership, which is definitely not the typical, I guess, definition of a man. But provider would be nice.
That would be nice.
I love him.
But I see what you're saying. That's because if you take those 3 things here, 3 things there, whichever, it brings out certain traits that kind of fall in line, like the willingness. Right. You're like, okay, so they are going to be there for you, for
Yeah.
what you need, things like that. Caring, like, hey, someone who's attentive, listening
Yeah.
to what you're doing. So it all flows into what our definition is of a man.
Exactly. Willingness to cooperate and to compromise and to see the big picture. You know, because definitely,
Yes.
it's so hard when you're in an argument, and if the other person is not willing to listen to you, to hear your side.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been fortunate enough to have few and far between those types of arguments. I've had arguments, but but if they are willing to listen to you, to hear your side, to work together onto having a solution, that is what I see as a man. Get past your pride.
Past the pride. Past the pride, everyone. Exactly. I like that one.
Number 20. What determines the validity of a human child? This one may have to be on a different kind of podcast. It's really controversial, but maybe we can do a short, kind of quick.
Sure. Can you tell us what the question is?
Yeah. What determines the validity of a human child? This is referencing the her body, her choice when it comes to abortion. Now you know why. I said what I said.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hey, you who submitted that. We're thinking about you in the new year, okay?
If you see Rissy coming down the street, please run. I don't want to get on their bad side.
In the new year, we will definitely talk about this. Yes.
Yeah. All right, next question.
25.
25. How important is sex in a relationship?
It's very important. Kaninja.
So I feel like it is important. I think what's more important is that the partner's libido or sex drive is on the same wavelength. So if you feel like sex is super important and there is a high libido, then your partner should also have a high libido, that it can match each other so you guys can satisfy each other. So I do think it is important, because that having that more of that physical, intimate relationship gives you another level of the relationship, a deeper level of the relationship. But I think all or nothing from my own personal standpoint. I don't think it's all or nothing, but I do think it needs to match. It needs to complement each other.
Yes.
So you're on the same wavelength. Because there's just some people who have a low libido. And if the other person has a low libido, then it's not going to be an issue. So, but
this is personal to me. This is so personal to me. It's frustrating when you have a high libido and you're with someone who's low. That is so frustrating. Which gets into love languages. That is one of the love languages. It's physical touch. Okay. And if that is your love language, that's gonna be hard. Like you said, you have to compliment, and that's gonna be very, very difficult to. How do you substitute physical touch, Kaninja?
What's your second love language?
What's the second one?
Just do that extra. Do that more.
So yes, it can, especially if I think I met someone who they were explaining how their partner was more routine and they like more spontaneity. And I'm like, oh, so how does that work? And so it was scheduled but not really scheduled. I don't know how I heard it. I was like, oh, that's a lot of work. But they were willing to do that because of they like a routine. They like to have it planned. The other person was like, I just want it whenever, whatever. At Food Lion, at the Food Lion, like just fun. So
we'll talk about that during our fetishes. episode.
That one, right? So yeah. So and what Kaninja did mention, sometimes it's not that important depending on the person where they show love in other ways, where it's not necessarily sex equal intimacy. It could be making dinner together, watching a movie together, going out on trips. That could be their way where, hey, we may not do this for whatever reason, but we can do other things and still be close. Let's see here. 30!
30!
I'm getting close in and do 30.
What do women want men to do when they are in argument?
Be quiet.
Stop talking.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me finish. I do want you to hear me, but right now I just need to get it out. Just let me get it out, and I'll be the awesomest Rissy Ray, the logical Rissy Ray. But right now, let me be emotional Rissy Ray and get what I need out right now. Let me get this out right now. And just be quiet. And then take notes. Just write it down. Yeah. I will not be offended. I had someone do it like, let me just write this down. You sure can. You sure can. Yeah, it was so, yeah, go write it down. Wow. So I don't have to repeat myself. And okay, so you know that. Like it just we just need you to hear us.
Yes.
In an argument, just don't, because I don't like it either. To me, if you're upset and you're trying to spew something, like you're trying to explain something to me, I can sit and listen. So I ask for the same respect in return. I don't want to hear any dive. Let me finish, because I'll let you finish. So you
definitely don't interrupt each other. And it's so easy to interrupt.
Yes.
Especially when you're high in emotion and you're just trying to get it out and trying to make your point, but listen and don't interrupt each other. I totally agree with that. And for another, I guess for me, don't leave me alone to fester into my feelings.
Okay.
So you don't have to talk, but don't leave me alone. Really try to listen to what I'm saying, and then using from what you know about me, do what you think will make me happy. So like my first love language is touch. So I love hugs. I touch people's hands or their shoulders and all that stuff. And so if I'm in an argument, if you're gonna walk away because you're too angry, fine. Walk away because you're too angry, but you better be coming back.
Oh Lord.
You come back and you give me a hug. And even if I push you away, at least put your hand on my hand. Pull my hand. Do something. Know your person's love language on what makes them feel good. Listen to them. Hear them out. And then comfort them in the way they feel comforted. And so that for me, if you leave me alone, I will fester. And I will become more vindictive.
Oh Lord.
I will try to do things to make you angry and to feel as hurt as I do. Is that right? No. But I do. So don't leave me alone when I'm angry. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. You yell at me, I will yell back. Let's have a conversation and hug me. Or at least hold my hand.
Just hug me.
Just hug me. I will feel better if you hug me.
Okay.
And make me laugh. If you can make me laugh when I'm angry, and just do something stupid. Something silly. Pretend you fall. You fell.
We want you to fall.
We want you to fall.
Oh Lord.
Pretend you did something that you know would make me laugh. If I can chuckle, my anger has lifted about a good 30%.
Okay.
That's me. It's different for some other women, but really look at their love languages, because I'm sure that will help them feel better.
You want them hurt.
Next question! Is it my turn? Okay, it's my turn. I love him. 13! Look, you 13!
Yeah.
Do you think that because of historical oppression or misogyny, it is used as an excuse to have certain attitudes to get away with it and to get away with it.
What kind of attitude? Oh darn, the first not here. Historical, where I'm going to relate this to a relationship possibly, like how, let's say you date a lot of people, you've experienced certain stuff, you just experienced negative, you've had negative experiences, okay? And so you get to a new experience where someone doesn't know anything about you and you're just throwing all that baggage. Maybe that's the history we're trying to talk about, like it's history, so all that baggage, how you approach it, and what else? What's the...
So I'm thinking this question is saying that, like, because of historical oppression, as in like how women used to be treated in the past, do we use that as an excuse to be able to give men attitudes, or to give them crap, or to make it hard for them, I guess?
I mean, I guess it's to certain people do that, where it's just like, hey, like when I'm on my cycle, I used to never bring up that I was on my cycle if I was being a little bit snippy or just like my whole attitude changed. Now that's the first thing on my list. I was like, hey girl, so I see that you did. I'm on my period.
Oh, okay. All is forgiven.
You're like, okay, I understand. And just so that I could just give me an extra few minutes, even though I'm still in the wrong. I am still in the wrong. I should have done XYZ like I was supposed to. But I want to fall back on it because I want to fall back on it. Sometimes people want excuses, it's answers sometimes. And, yes, I feel like sometimes people might say, you know what? They could have had a great childhood, an awesome childhood, for example. But they may have they were brought up by a single dad. Okay, had a great childhood. Like if you look at it, still great. But they had a single dad, and they're using that as well. I had a single dad. You're like, okay,
congratulations.
Yeah. Like but you didn't deal with any extra childhood trauma or anything like that. Your life was very stable. So what does that have to do? It's just sometimes people just want an excuse for certain things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, but you're...
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think all women use it as an excuse. I think that it could be why some women react a certain way, more or less instinctually. Some women may do that just because they're just angry at men and their own past traumas, But, I mean, you can count on my one hand, less than one hand, how many times that I've done something because of how women were treated in the past. So if you treat me badly, then that's one thing. If you're just doing something randomly and it has no effect on me or anything that's demeaning to me, I'm not going to be like, a man's walking by me, so I'm going to push him because women were pushed 200 years ago. I'm not going to do that.
I like my door open. I'm sorry. I like it. Like I might not have anything in my hand. I'm just walking, just enjoying life.
Yeah.
And someone opens the door for me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I'm not thinking anything else.
No. It's like, oh, you think I can't open a door? No, I mean, you're just being considerate, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
I don't have to use hand sometimes when I get right in the store now.
Right.
Like I'm like, okay, less handles for me to touch. I can just walk in and just start shopping now.
Right, exactly. All right, awesome. So we are about out of time. We did talk about the Wheel of Lightning round, so maybe we can do about maybe 5 of these questions just at random, really quick, not a lot of detail.
Oh, not a lot of detail.
So we'll just be like, just because of this. If you guys want more detail on what we think, you can definitely leave a comment on our Facebook page or Twitter, and we would love to give you guys more detail on what we think. So I guess, Rissy, we will do this really quick. Your answer, my answer. We'll take one out. We'll ask the question, and we'll just do 5.
Okay. So I'm still taking out of this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
5. How honest are women in bed with orgasms?
It depends on your age. When I was younger, I would lie. I'm older, and I don't.
It depends if you're asked. Okay. All right, next question.
I got a pull.
Yeah, you're pull.
Oh, okay, that one.
All right.
2.
Why do you need a assurance on everything? Why do women need assurance on everything?
Because we gotta make sure our information is up to date. Because we're about to do something, we need to know we're on the same page. So that's why I need assurance. So I know that, hey, we're going to do this. Just know this. So you don't act like you don't know.
So women can have some self-esteem, some issues, so it's not bad to have assurance on things. You might have done something that could put them in denial or done something that would make them feel otherwise.
Okay. Oh.
We're moving everything. It's hot in here.
23.
23. Pick another one. 23 was a blank one.
10.
10. Why do women say do what you want?
Because, okay, why do women say that you can do what you want? Because you can do what you want. We don't care anymore. We're not invested anymore. Do what you want to do. That's my answer.
I think it's best. Do what you want. You know what you need to do. I don't need to ask you. You should just do what you want. And if you don't do what we expect you to do, then we know where your thoughts are.
Boom. What number is this one?
It's 4.
Okay, 12.
12. Why do a lot of younger women use women's empowerment as an excuse for being a thought? Dressing in a sexual way, but having a problem when men sexualize them. Jesus Christ.
Goodness gracious. So, women empowerment, it was always in our heads, just repeated multiple times that if you dress like this, people will perceive you as this. And, or just different words of, hey, if a man's in the house, you gotta wear this. Or things like that, where it was more, women had to work around men in their perspective, in them. Just women are around men. So now, since you're growing up like that now, like, you know what? I'm gonna wear a 2-piece bikini at work because they said we can, and you're still gonna respect me because why do I have to go and think about you and think about blah, 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 blah.
You can't control yourself.
Exactly. You shouldn't because it don't work anyway. It doesn't matter what you wear. You can say like, oh, I'm gonna dress this way today or dress that way. It doesn't matter. Okay. It's your actions. It's you are in control of your own actions. Okay. So it doesn't matter if I'm super covered or I'm not. You should still respect me as a person, regardless. And that's where we are slowly getting out of that realm that, hey, these clothes are how men perceive us equals our respect.
That was good. So, for me, I totally agree with what Rissy said. Also, okay, so basically, if women feel confident in their bodies, they should be able to show it in a way that they feel comfortable and makes them feel good. They should not be afraid of what men see them just because they feel confident in how they look. They like to look good. And if they like to look good for themselves, it's not to look good for men.
Exactly.
Last question.
Is it? Okay. Number 6.
6. Are you sure it's not me? Number 9. I didn't put the line there, so it's not Rissy's fault.
9.
Why do women attribute more meaning to something that does not require it?
Because it just depends on the thought process. We're complete thinkers. You don't just pick blue because you're just picking blue today. It could be you're rushing, you pick blue. It could be blue is your favorite color. Blue could be your grandma's favorite color, and it's her birthday. There's a couple of different reasons why. So why would you put thought? So we're just trying to make sure we have a complete understanding of what's going on.
There's a reason for everything. We want to be able to keep your feelings and your thoughts in consideration. So we want to know exactly what Rissy said on where it's coming from. So if you pick blue just because you pick blue, then that kind of leaves us at a disadvantage of knowing how we should react to consider your feelings. And that was the last question.
Yes.
All right. So now, usually we do our final thoughts. So we'll do this a really quick 10-second final thought. What we thought about this, as in, was it fun? Was it not fun? Do we want to do this again? I'll go first this time. So now
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I know exactly what I'm about to do. Yeah. I'm done.
So 10 seconds. I'll go first since I always pick Rissy to go first. So, and we'll talk about this. Yeah, ready, set, go. I thought this was great. And I think that we should do this again. This was a lot of fun. And if you guys have any questions, just let us know.
Okay. This was very, very fun. I like it. It's very interesting. We are not therapists. We are not professionals. This is our personal opinion. But send some more questions and we'll be glad to answer them.
All right. I gave you some time. All right. So, again, this is the 30th of December. So, definitely New Year is coming up in a few days. Make sure you guys are safe. Make sure you guys are having fun. We will be coming back in our next episode, New Year, New Me. And again, if you have any comments, questions, or anything along those lines, if you want us to do this again or another variant of it, like Ask the Men, let us know. Please be sure to leave a comment on your feedback on our answers on our Facebook page, Instagram, or Twitter. And thank you all for listening in.
Bye-bye. Bye, Breaking Buddies. See you in the new year.
Bye, Breaking Buddies. See you next year. Thank you for spending your break with us. Time to get back to the grind. For some suggestions on what we talk about next time, send us an email at ourbreakroom@gmail.com. See you next time, Break Room Buddies.